Hello, fellow PBL gurus here. We're looking at week 2, December 5th for Project-Based Learning 101. This week we're taking a look at, is it a project or is it project-based learning? Because there is a difference between the two. And then also we're looking at, how do we get there? Like, how do we actually implement project-based learning? So that'll be the questions that we're going to answer this week. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to draw your attention to a list of projects that I sent out to teachers to select one of interest to bring to the next professional development. So for those of you working specifically online, this is just for you to take a look at and decide which one is interesting to you. So if you click on the link, it'll open you up to a slide document. And like I said, just choose one that is somewhat interesting. Maybe you're unsure of how it actually is going to look, that's okay. So the first one we have here is grade 2, Pizza in the World of Work. Take a look at that. Next one is Kindergarten, What Am I? Students take a look at what it means to be alive. And then we have To Bus or Not to Bus, which is a 5th grade project idea. And then we have Local Pride, 3rd grade. Go Mice Go, 1st grade. And then at the very end, I list a whole bunch of websites that you can use to search for a possible project that you would be interested in. Okay, so that's the first thing I'd like you to do. Some of those projects, like I said down here, will be, quote, dessert projects and not main course. And what I mean by that is a dessert project is nice, it looks good, it's kind of your traditional project, but it doesn't have a lot of the meat, the main course portion of it. It doesn't have all 8 essential qualities of project-based learning. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to have teachers do is grade their project of choice using the project design rubric. So after you pick one of these, you're going to go over to the design rubric, click on that, and then I also have the rubric as a document that you can print out as well. It's attached to this to Flipgrid. But basically, go through that and figure out whether or not it needs further development. Does it include all the features of effective PBL, or does it lack in features? So you can go from key knowledge, understanding success. Is it challenging? Does it have sustained inquiries? So these are all the essential elements right here off to the side in the gray. And your job is to just figure out, where does this project lie in terms of being a true project-based learning. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a look at, and this is also an attachment too in Flipgrid, there are 2 painless entry points that Ross Cooper, who is a principal out in New Jersey, and he's also written a book called Hacking Project-Based Learning. You may be familiar with that. But he talks about really 2 easy ways that you can start project-based learning without feeling totally overwhelmed. So go ahead and read that article. And then also, I strongly recommend, I have it as an attachment. Chapter 3, another author is A.J. Giuliani, who happens to be a person in education in the technology field who is passionate about project-based learning. He actually created a book called PBL Playbook by A.J. Giuliani. So he basically puts together some really easy ways that you can start project-based learning. Chapter 3 is all about dipping your toes into PBL and what that could look like. So again, that's an attachment in Flipgrid that you can take a look at, and I want you to read through it to figure out some ways that you can use PBL right away. The other thing, teachers will research and create 2 projects and write them out on poster paper. So this is page 15 and 16. And it's also a good idea to write this out if you're at home, and using page 15 and 16 as the attachment, actually write out your DQ, which is your question, and then also what are some major public products that your students are going to have at the very end. And there's a list of public products on page 18 and 19, and that's also an attachment in Flipgrid. You'll end up having an example of projects afterwards. So after I'm done with December 5th's PD live at Crestview Elementary School, I'm going to go ahead and post a bunch of examples that the teachers there created, so that those of you at home, you'll have yours, but you'll also have a bunch of other teachers that I'll go ahead and share the link right here where it says examples of projects. One of the things that we're going to do live at Crestview tomorrow is we're going to do what's called a charrette. Teachers share their project idea and DQ with a partner by going through this process. Now, those of you at home won't have that type of opportunity, but you can look at this and use it as something you can do with your kids in the classroom to create more collaboration. Remember, that's one of the things that project-based learning is about, is getting those 21st century skills such as collaboration into the hands of students that they're practicing these things. So the charrette protocol, protocol looks like this. So presenter presents their project idea and DQ to a partner. The partner listens silently, even if they want to chime in, they really shouldn't. So for 3 minutes, the presenter has that time. Then the presenter is going to ask a specific question to frame the feedback. So like if I presented something to you, I would say, okay, what can I make better about the question that I had? Or how can I improve on the public product at the end? Is there something I can change? And then that'll happen for about 1 minute, where the presenter will do that. Then the feedback happens. That's 2 minutes. So for this, make sure your feedback is helpful, specific, and kind. We want to try to refrain from "you did great" and then that's it. And then an open discussion at the very end. So this is where the presenter and partner can have dialogue about the suggestions and the feedback. Okay, so that's going to basically sum up week 2. But I strongly encourage you to go into Flipgrid and make sure you go through all of the attachments. Now, this is my screen for Flipgrid. Yours is going to look a little different, but you're going to see all of these attachments here with the titles. So the reading, the rubric, the painless entry points by Ross Cooper. And this is another one that I didn't really share. It's called the Sources of Inspiration. This is a really neat page that shows where you can find inspiration for project-based learning, and that you already have. Maybe you just haven't thought about it. So take a look at that page too as you start planning and getting this process going. I wish you well, and please do let me know if you have any questions about this. I'm here to help, and you can find me through Flipgrid and post a video asking questions. You can also email me directly at wilson.scott@lusd.org. So that's for Lompoc Unified School District.org. Have a good day.